Finally, we are running out of genuine Egyptian obelisks that are found in Italy, but let's look at this one that is in the Archaeological Civic Museum in Bologna. Now, this museum is in the same building as the University of Bologna, which is the oldest university in Western Europe. The museum itself was founded in 1881 and mostly includes Etruscan vases, Italian paintings, and then some Egyptian items, which are apparently in the basement. Now, this one sent me actually on an interesting rabbit hole because the original builder of this obelisk, and yes, it is a very tiny obelisk, or it's the top of a larger obelisk, but this tiny little obelisk, the original builder has been very hard to determine, even though we have this cartouche here. Now, most of the information I've been getting from these videos is from a website called Obelisks.org, which is a absolutely amazing resource by a great researcher who seems to actually go in person to see a lot of these obelisks and get really good photos and information about it. Now, they're saying that this photo that you see, this obelisk, has been featured along with information about Ramses V. But when visiting the museum itself, it was actually claimed that this was an obelisk of Ramses X. That's quite a difference. So we got to figure out, who are we actually looking at right here? Now, this researcher kind of goes along with what the museum description says about this piece, and it says that it was probably found in front of the tomb of a high official of Pharaoh Ramses X, but it doesn't actually give any information about where it was excavated, where it was obtained, or why they have that. It was almost purely speculation. So I did what I do best, and I consulted my book, The Names of the Kings of Egypt, to see which cartouche this matched up with. And I do understand, if you can't read hieroglyphs or you don't kind of know the basis of it, you might think that this looks crazy, and it does. Because what it turns out, these are actually two different names combined into one large cartouche. So it's actually a mixture of the throne name and then the birth name of Ramses V. And I did consult and I looked at what Ramses X is, and while they are very similar, because obviously the birth name is going to be almost identical because their birth name is just Ramses. There's no number, there's no nothing, it's just Ramses. It's the throne name here that is completely different. And that was what helped me really clinch that, yes, this is a really wonky cartouche because it's two names combined, and I haven't seen that personally, but this is probably what it is. I always love pulling out my hieroglyph knowledge, even if it is just comparing the glyphs rather than actually translating them. So this was a very interesting case, and I was really enjoying trying to decipher what is going on with this tiny, tiny little obelisk.